Welcome to the IFRS YouTube channel. Today we are very glad to have some specialists from Premier Medical College in India, Christian Medical College, Vellore, who has come to help in a mission hospital in remote area in Jharkhand. So he is going to tell us about his experience he had with doing gas insufflation-less laparoscopic surgery, so gasless surgeries, which he did for the first time. Coming to the background, he is a surgeon who has done more than 300 regular conventional laparoscopic cholecystectomies. And this is the first time he is actually seeing the equipment which is used for gasless surgery, if I'm right?
Yeah.
And we're going to there are two methods by which normally they do regular laparoscopic surgeries. One is called the American method, where the ports are placed in a different way, and other one is a French method. So I think he's more used to the American method. So we'll ask him some questions about his experience. First, can you just give briefly, what do you think about gills or gas insufflation as laparoscopic surgeries?
So what I read that around in my post graduation about the gasless laparoscopy, that was just a topic of that will come in your exams and all. So it was started long time back in 90s, but it was not popular in India. So we have never seen or never gone through even the cases which are done by the gasless laparoscopy. So thing is the gasless laparoscopy it was experienced first time. It is mostly done in the rural settings, but in the medical centers and all, they are not popular because the CO2 insufflation is available. So they are not doing gasless, but it is very useful in the other cases where we cannot use that gas insufflation.
Okay, so here we did not have an insufflator. So you have to do, if at all you have to do a lap chole, you have to do it with gasless. So, and anesthesia we did use spinal. Did you feel any difference in operating with GA in Vellore or under spinal here?
No, that I did not feel any difference, because under spinal also the abdominal cavity was so relaxed that we were able to see properly all the organs, and I think it was very smoothly done under spinal anesthesia.
And one of the apprehensions of gasless laparoscopy is that the exposure is not adequate. That is the reason it did not become popular, although it started in the 90s. What is your experience? Because this patient is not a thin patient. He had a BMI about 29, and there was quite a bit of intra-abdominal fat. At any point did you feel that you wish you had better exposure, or you felt that exposure was not adequate?
That the patient was moderately built, so I did not feel any difference in because it was adequate. The lift up of the abdominal cavity that we can see, we can see the whole peritoneal cavity. We can go around and see all the organs, and did not find any much of difference between because it was the first time experienced. So I did not find that much difference. Maybe with time I can tell. It will be better to tell that whether difference in the patients with the different BMIs.
And see, unfortunately, landed up with a difficult gallbladder because there was a biopsy impacted stone, and it was a difficult surgery. So, did you feel that it is not the first case because it's a difficult case? You mean they did not want to do gasless, or wanted to do with regular laparoscopy, or okay with doing gasless?
That is one thing, that in gasless first case we got the case of pyocele gallbladder, and it was omentumous, densely adherent, and it was a difficult case. But we were able to dissect through as a conventional, we use the 4-port technique and put through the American method, and by that technique I was able to do it very easily by this gasless also. So that we were able to dissect all the structures and reach the Callet's triangle and do the dissection, and that was done very nicely. We were able to do that very nicely.
One possible advantage is that because we don't use gas, we can use suction quite comfortably. In fact, at 1 or 2 points, we used even open suction.
Yes.
And we can put gauze pieces and more parts you do in open surgery. But unfortunately, the suction was not powerful enough, it was not working. Do you feel that as a significant advantage over conventional laparoscopy surgery, or you don't think it is too much of an advantage?
No, definitely this is a significant advantage because in gas laparoscopy, when we insufflate the gas, if the suction is very powerful, it will suddenly collapse the cavity and you will not be able to see anything. So, and if it is means less powerful, there definitely it is not less useful in both gas or the gasless laparoscopy. But definitely we were able to use suction very freely in gasless laparoscopy.
And one advantage which the study in Maulana Azad Medical College pointed out was that it is easy to take the specimen out because we have a fairly large umbilical incision. Otherwise, taking through the 10 mm port would have been difficult. You need to stretch the port, make it wider, and use endobags and so on. What is your experience with removing the gallbladder?
Yeah, the incision was quite big enough to take out the gallbladder, so we had not to fight with any surrounding tissue to take out the gallbladder. So the one advantage of gasless is also that we can, although the single incision is also we are doing in the gases in the gas laparoscopy, but in gasless laparoscopy also through a single incision we can do all the things, and that is also another advantage of that gasless laparoscopy. And specimen taking out was very easy in that case.
One more maybe advantage of conventional laparoscopy may be that because of the higher intra-abdominal pressure, the capillary bleeding or ooze may be less. While here it's isobaric. So did you think that capillary bleeding or a little bit of oozing and other thing is more here compared to conventional, or you didn't find any significant difference?
So it was our case was a difficult case. So the bleeding was same as in gas laparoscopy and gasless. So it was same. So we had to use gauze piece in that also to keep the field clean. So though the suction was not powerful, so we kept the gauze piece. So it was easy to do all other things. So bleeding was not much of a difference between the two.
See, another factor may be that with the conventional laparoscopy, when you use pneumoperitoneum, the blood pressure tends to be generally higher. So that may compensate for the gas pressure pressing on the capillaries or blood vessels and this thing. So you didn't think any significant difference?
No, I did not find any significant difference because the simple case, it may I may have thought that that didn't find any difference, but while doing that, after doing a difficult case, so there was not much of difference in managing the hemostasis. So I did not find any difference.
So what would you advise any young surgeon who knows how to do conventional laparoscopic surgery? Would you advise them to shift to gasless because it has advantages like it's low cost, it's possible under spinal anesthesia, and blood pressure is lower, and you can comfortably use gauze pieces and suction and other things. It's easy to take out the specimen. So what would you advise if they had a choice between laparoscopic or conventional in a rural hospital like this?
In my experience, so we used all the conventional methods. So we at present, what I think in tertiary care centers or where normally these cases are done under high risk. So if in tertiary care centers also we can use this gasless method of laparoscopy and do the cases. So it will be useful for the patients and for the anesthetist and for surgeon also, because definitely they are done under spinal anesthesia, and cost is also less, and definitely in the rural area where the settings are these facilities are not available, we can these methods are used more frequently, but we can opt these in the other centers also, in the urban area also, so that in difficult patient in difficult situation, or the patient who are we cannot give general anesthesia, and this gasless laparoscopy can be used for doing all sort of cases.
Anyway, thank you. Actually, you have not even answered what I was about to ask. Because, see, when I was going to ask whether is it non-inferior to
Okay.
this thing, but you are actually saying it is even superior to the
No, no, sir.
conventional.
No, I am not
in the
saying
sense that,
means, okay.
Even in urban centers, you will advise them to use it.
Yeah. So basically, means we'll advise means we can use it in the cases who are high risk cases. So the patients who cannot undergo general anesthesia, the patients who cannot afford also, the patients that the time of basically the hospital stay will be less, but I think in the conventional also it is the same, but sometimes there is a CO2 resorption, and post-op patient can have any respiratory problems also. So in matter of complications also, I think it will be more useful in those high risk cases. But I have not done many cases, so I cannot tell the exact difference. But definitely in high risk cases, I will advise we can use the gasless laparoscopy.
Thank you. Thank you for your opinion. And so, in conclusion, what he feels is that it is definitely not inferior to conventional laparoscopy surgery in rural area. So, anyone who would like to start doing gasless, it is good to start because it has some advantages due to the low cost and logistics problem associated with getting gas and getting general anesthesia. And in especially patients who are higher risk and difficult, gasless may be even better, so that even in tertiary level care centers like medical colleges, it's worthwhile trying out the option.